In-depth coverage of the top stories and breaking news when it happens. News Radio 1080 KRLD.
A new study from the Institute for Predictive Analytics in Criminal Justice shows that Dallas is one of the top 10 areas impacted by flash robberies. What are these? Why do they matter? Well, we're joined by Dr. Alex Del Carmen from Tarleton State University. Why is this so important and significant?
What's interesting about these types of robberies is that you see a congregation of multiple people, and this is a very much a coordinated event where they exchange emails, texts, and whatnot on social media. They come together for a purpose, and that purpose is to go out there and rob someone at a specific time in a specific place. But the idea is to overwhelm that client, or in this case, it would be a victim, by simply showing up in masses. Part of our study that we did is we actually looked at what the perception is among individual entities out there, industry standards. Most of these entities, the National Retail Federation, for instance, in 2022, their report indicated that about 80% of the retailers in the U.S. are concerned about these, groups that come in and rob, and there's nothing that law enforcement can do to stop them.
Overwhelming all at once, and it's a big economic impact as well, Dr. Del Carmen. There's a huge cost here.
Absolutely, and what's happening right now in places like California is you're seeing that insurance companies are simply pulling out. And they're telling those retail stores, you know what, there's not enough money that you can pay me in order to insure you because of the fact that this is imminent. This is going to happen. And it's not a matter of probability. It's a matter of absolutely likelihood that these individuals are going to come in and rob you, and they're going to take all the money away. And in addition to that, it's going to be uninsurable for us.
Dallas ranked 10th, Houston 4th in the top areas directly affected by flash robberies. And so this is a concern here for people in North Texas.
Absolutely. And you know what? We have not been immune from that, even though obviously our prosecutors are far more effective than those in California, in my view. But at the same time, you can't get away from these individuals' entities that from time to time have prosecutors that simply follow a very liberal perspective in simply letting people walk, post their own bail, and get out by the afternoon before police officers are even finished doing paperwork on their arrest. And so what's going to happen is that because we are Texas, and because of the fact that we are going to be tougher on these individuals, they know, and they're going to be choosing places like California. But I warn your audience that we are not immune from the problem. We will find these issues. They're going to begin to arise, and in some cases, they're going to begin to materialize in the coming months if we are not proactive about it.
So when it comes to whether it be Texas or California or whoever, what are the four big areas that need to be concentrated on to reduce the possibility of future incidents?
Yeah, so our recommendations are, first of all, we have to have law enforcement involvement in there. And the problem with law enforcement involvement right now is that there's not an entity in the United States in the law enforcement profession that's not looking for more police officers, right? There's been a shortage across the entire U.S., and police departments will tell you that they would love to participate in a collaborative effort, but they just don't have the ability of sending more manpower to a lot of these retailers. Secondly, social media. We think that social media produces a lot of information, a lot of intelligence, and therefore social media needs to be monitored. And then we also have, obviously, as I noted earlier, the prosecutorial issues that we believe that prosecutors need to be a lot more conservative about this, and they need to make sure that they show a zero tolerance on individuals that engage in this crime. And finally, that, we need to collect data. We need to have better data that's going to guide us researchers to provide a better service in terms of information, not only to the public, but also to those retailers as well.
That is Dr. Alex Del Carmen from Tarleton State University.